My ex left me the majority of his estate. His parents demand that I leave it to his wife and child. When Jackson died in that car wreck last March, I was honestly shocked he even remembered I existed. We broke up 3 years ago after dating for 4 years, and it wasn't exactly a clean split. He cheated on me with some girl from his work named Ashley, got her pregnant, and married her 6 months later. I found out through Instagram like some pathetic stalker. So when his lawyer called me saying Jackson left me almost everything in his will, I literally laughed out loud on the phone. The guy thought I was having some kind of breakdown. But seriously, Jackson left me his house, his savings, his investment accounts, everything except his truck, which went to his dad. Total value around $700,000. His wife Ashley got literally nothing except his wedding ring and some old photos. The will was dated 2 weeks before he died, which means he updated it recently. Ashley only got pregnant last year, and they'd been married for like 2 years at that point, so he definitely knew about the kid when he wrote this thing. His parents showed up at my apartment 3 days after the funeral. I'm talking full black outfits, red puffy eyes, the whole grieving parent look. His mom Janet was clutching this crumpled tissue, and his dad Rick looked like he wanted to punch a wall. They pushed past me when I opened the door and sat down on my couch without being invited. Janet started crying immediately and told me how Jackson made a terrible mistake. She said Ashley was struggling to pay rent on their apartment, and the baby needed formula and diapers. Rick just kept shaking his head and muttering about how Jackson wasn't thinking straight after his concussion from football. Then they dropped the bomb. They wanted me to sign over everything to Ashley because it was the right thing to do. Janet literally grabbed my hands and said Jackson would want his son taken care of. She kept calling the kid Jackson Jr., even though I'm pretty sure they named him something else. I told them I needed time to think about it, which was complete BS because I'd already made up my mind. They left me their phone numbers written on this little piece of paper from Janet's purse. Here's the thing nobody knew about Jackson. He called me 2 months before he died, completely drunk at like midnight. He was crying and telling me how Ashley was cheating on him with some guy from her gym. Said he found text messages and everything. He wanted to get divorced but was worried about losing custody of the kid. He also told me Ashley had been stealing money from their joint account to buy stuff for this other guy. Designer clothes, expensive dinners, even paid for the guy's car repair. Jackson found out when their mortgage payment bounced. So when his parents left, I did some digging. Turns out Ashley moved in with the gym guy literally 1 week after Jackson's funeral. Posted photos of them together on Facebook with captions like starting fresh and new beginnings. The baby was in some of the pictures sitting on this random dude's lap. I called Janet and Rick and told them to meet me at a coffee shop downtown. When they showed up, I had printed out all of Ashley's social media posts. I spread them across the table like I was playing poker. Janet's face went completely white when she saw the pictures. I told them Ashley was already shacked up with her boyfriend and probably had been cheating the whole time. Rick got so mad he stood up and knocked over his coffee cup. Other people in the coffee shop started staring at us. Then I told them about Jackson's phone call and how Ashley had been stealing money. Janet started crying again, but this time she seemed more angry than sad. She kept saying she knew something was wrong with that girl. I explained that Jackson left me everything because he knew what kind of person Ashley really was. He probably figured I'd actually use the money responsibly instead of spending it on some random boyfriend. Rick asked if I was planning to keep it all for myself. I told them I was keeping the house and enough money to pay off my student loans, but I'd put the rest in a trust fund for Jackson Jr. The kid could access it when he turned 18 as long as he wasn't a complete screw-up. Janet stopped crying and actually smiled for the first time since they'd shown up. We set up the trust fund through Jackson's original lawyer. Ashley tried calling me when she found out, screaming about how I was stealing from her son. I hung up on her and blocked her number. She even showed up at my house once, but I didn't answer the door.